Hello everybody, how are you? John Bonham here, also known as Cape Cod Wet Shaving. I have a Monday monologue that I'm actually doing, and I'll be releasing it on Tuesday. So, it is what it is. Today's shave was a request from someone, you know who you are. I don't know if they would like me to mention them by name, but you'll see this. Sorry it took me so long. He requested I do this about 3 weeks to a month ago. It's taken me a while. And I also have not done a video where I just kind of took my time and enjoyed the shave, albeit on camera. But I'm going to take my time, but I'm also going to try to not make it like a 38-minute video. That being said, I was requested by this individual to use none other than 1944 from Rex Supply. Didn't need to twist my arm. I really like this one. So, I'll be using that across the board. Got the splash, got the balm, and I even have the EDP. So, you might have heard my son. I also have his dismantled, but I have the Rex Envoy XL I'm going to be using, along with Rex blades. Going to be doing Rex across the spectrum. Even the High Mountain White stainless steel brush, which I haven't used in quite a bit either. This one's hard to get used to. That thing's heavy. It's solid stainless steel. It's not hollow. It's heavy, 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 heavy. So, let me go ahead, load up my blade. Hope everyone's doing well. It's been a busy while for me. I know I had said in one of my videos that I would get back into a routine and hopefully put out more videos. Incorrect. I am in a routine. It's just stuff keeps happening. Such is life, right? So, go ahead and load this up, and I'm going to lather real quick. I'm already 2 minutes in, so I need to get crack-a-lacking. So spring, finally. We had a very late start up to spring. I mean, last night I still got in the 40s, so we're still having moments where it's cold. And I forgot to mention, for the first time on camera, I'm going to be using the Cape Cod Wet Shaving Bowl, Cape Cod Shaving. Same thing. That was made specifically for and gifted to me by Mr. Philip Sharp at Sharp Shaves. Thank you, Philip. This thing is amazing. Friggin' beast, dude. You can eat cereal out of this, and you can whip up some of the best lather you've ever seen, as I will shortly demonstrate. Alright, so the scent notes of this are bay leaf, orange zest, clove bud, leather, cinnamon bark, allspice, nutmeg, and geranium. So, a couple of ingredients in there. If you got sensitive skin, it's probably an automatic no for you. Primarily clove and the cinnamon. Especially cinnamon, unfortunately, but this is a really good one. When I first used it, I had said it might be a runner against 1955, which 1955 is my favorite of the Rex releases. I'm not sure why. It's extremely floral, but something about it that just stuck with me. I liked it immediately, and since trying the other ones, 1955, if I decide to use Rex, 55 is the one I find myself reaching for without meaning to. So, but this one is really good. Now, it is a bay rum, obviously. But what's interesting about bay rums with me is if you go and watch some of my videos from early on, I'm talking, maybe 3 years ago, I used to talk about how I didn't like bay rums. Which was true. Not that I didn't like them per se, but just that I was very, very picky about them. Because most people do the bay and the clove. Or they'll do the bay, the clove, and the cinnamon, all that stuff. And so I just was like, well, try one, you try them all. Well, no. Nope. And in this case, very much so. I like the leather in it, even though I don't like leather. It added something to it. And I love the geranium at the end. Geranium is actually one of the scent notes in 55. Geranium is actually in a lot of soaps. I think it just adds a twist to it. I think it tones down some other stuff. Maybe adds a little bit of sweetness. The allspice and the nutmeg add sweetness as well. But it's not overly sweet. So I would say this is a spice, then bay, even though it's not in the order of the scent notes, a spicy, sweet spicy bay with leather at the end, kind of. There's really not any floral from the geranium, so good stuff. 5 minutes in. I like doing this in real time. So, my wife drives to Boston. Boston, on a good day, is an hour and a half from us. On a bad day, it's at least 2 hours. She drives to and from work every day for the Coast Guard. And there's a saying, and that is, Boston is about an hour away from Boston. What that means, for those who don't know, is that traffic is horrible. The city is too small for the population, but more than that, the infrastructure of the city. If you ever go and you visit, especially around Faneuil Hall and the Emerald Dragon and that area, the streets are so bloody narrow that on some of the blocks, you can only do one way. So you'll go one way down this street and then take a right, and then the next street over is one way going the opposite direction. Literally because the street is too narrow to allow for 2 lanes of traffic. And the reason for that is because everything was built with a horse and buggy in mind. No one said, hey, we're going to have semi-trucks one day. Let's widen these lanes. So it's a combination of stuff. And anywho, my wife gets up at 4 in the morning and leaves by 4:30, 4:40 every morning. Well, we have 2 kids that like to wake up in the middle of the night. Especially our 6-month-old. He's regressing now. And for those without kids, regressing is where they have just started sleeping through the night and then they decide, nope, not doing that anymore. And there's a number of factors. You know, they get older, they get more aware of their surroundings. A lot of them get separation anxiety. In my son's case, I think he's going through a growth spurt because he's hungrier more often and wants more bottle. So that's why he wakes up. So he'll wake up anywhere from 10 and midnight, and then again at around 3, 4 in the morning. Well, I have to take him, which makes me tired because I get up at 7 and take my other kids to school while having the young ones. So it's just busy, busy, busy. Now, my wife hopefully will be moving to the base near us. So no more 4 in the morning. So we're looking forward to that. That won't be for another couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so. Which means, you know, hopefully less tired. All right, let me go ahead and lather here. While I'm droning on, I can talk and lather. So anyway, I'm just saying that's why I have been very sporadic with the videos. For what it's worth, it bothers the crap out of me that I don't do videos like I used to. I was having so much fun with the history shaves. And I actually had a schedule where I did 2 a week. And I was sticking to it. I was doing very good with it. And then my 2-year-old was born. I hit some bumps in the road there. And then my 6-month-old was born. And that's when it just went, all right, went off the rails. And, you know, I'm not going to put out something, leave my family in the lurch, nor am I going to put out something because I feel I have to. And if I'm exhausted and dead on my feet, I'm just not going to do a video. That's just silly. I'll screw up. I'll forget stuff. The end result and the content will not be up to snuff for me. And more importantly for you guys. So that's what's been going on. Then we had Easter. And my 2-year-old just turned 2 in beginning of May. So we were doing that. Did a whole big family thing because he's 2. He doesn't know what a birthday party is. He just knows something exciting's happening. So we involved the whole family. All right. Give me a sec. I'll show you the lather I'm working with here. Even though I just put it on my face already. This is not overly strong for a bay. It's more than medium. There you go. A little stronger medium. Which is about the norm for a lot of these artisans. Some of them, like Peter Chikarlis, you know, Ariana Nevins, do the strong scents. I love strong scents. I say that on my videos all the time, but not everyone does. So I understand completely, erring on the side of caution. And then quite simply, some scent notes and some soaps are just not strong by physics. At a molecular level, they'll fade faster, or they're just not as pungent. It's the way it is. That's why you actually have top, middle, and bottom notes. The bottom notes linger the longest. Top notes dissipate. So, looking forward to the shave. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. My son, my 6-month-old is napping, and my toddler is right on the other side of that door eating lunch, and my older son is watching him. So if I have to stop for any reason, I'll just pause this and I'll go take care of business and then come back and finish. All right. What else? There's something else I feel like I was going to talk about. Just life. We're slowly looking for a new car. I have a 2010 Hyundai Santa Fe, and we have a Corolla that just drives to work. And our Hyundai, man, that's the family mobile. There's like petrified fries in the seats and all that good stuff. Well, that's one of the best and most reliable cars I've ever heard of. I haven't even so much as bought a new alternator for it. I've got a couple little things. The worst I think I've ever had to replace in that car was the starter switch. Not the starter switch, excuse me, the actual ignition under the hood, not the starter switch. It's a wonderful car. Well, we live on Cape Cod, which is a peninsula jutting out into the ocean. So it's salty by nature, but then also in New England, we get snow and we get ice, so they salt the roads. And our subframe in the back has rusted through. $3,000 to replace it. Well, that car's 15 years old. So I'm loosely looking around for people to give me quotes, but more friends, not even businesses. Be a fact, when I finish this video, I need to go text my buddy Will. See if he found one in a junkyard somewhere. See what he'll quote me. I'm hoping he'll quote me under $1,000. Then we'll think about it. But it's a shame. Such a good car. And then to get rid of it for something that's not even mechanical. But we're looking for a big old van, like a suburban size, 9-seater. We're looking at the VW Atlas. I don't know if anyone's familiar with those. Maybe you can comment what you think about it. Price point's pretty good for it. Look at that lather, guys. Now that it's sat there and aged a bit, aerated. Oh, yeah. Matt Pisarcik knows this stuff, man. This old world tallow. Because his heritage stuff for, not Rex, freaking Razor Emporium is vegan. This stuff is tallow. Boy, is it. That leather really comes out. But the leather mixed with the orange zest, it's really nice. I just looked at the timer, it says 13 minutes, and I was like, did it pause? I feel like I've been doing this for at least 20 minutes. But no, making good time. Let's finish it up. Yeah, and then just, what else? School stuff with the kiddos. My daughter's in art club. I was quite the artist when I was her age and younger. Still love to draw. Just not able to like I used to. But I love seeing my kids have talents that I had when I was a kid. Oh, and Mother's Day. That's the other thing. We had Mother's Day. So just busy, busy, busy. There's always something. I got a lot of maintenance out in the yard I got to do. We have a big white picket fence. Around the whole front of our yard. it's about 15 years old, so it's starting to rot. Weird thing is the pickets aren't really rotting, but the cross beams, the support, the cross beams are. So I think what I might do is just buy new crossbars and just reattach the pickets and just paint it all and paint the posts while the panels are off of them. Good old stuff, And when spring starts, when it's right around the corner, I literally have a list of stuff ready to start. And then this year was just madness because of the weather. It was either raining, freezing cold, or both. And so I'm sitting there with all my stuff ready to go, and the weather turned, and I couldn't do anything. And then during the day, because I have the 2 young ones, I'm very limited. So anyway, sorry, I don't mean to ramble. There's even been a couple times with Shave Masters where I just about canceled, kind of last minute, because our kids were just giving my wife a horrible, and Jess is so gracious about it. She really is, because she knows how much the shave stuff means to me, and it means a lot to me that she'll take the kids really at the worst time of day, which is the evening leading up to bed, for a good hour and a half while I do the show. So full-time dad, full-time family, trying to shave. Oops. Did I nick myself? I don't think I did. So more often than not, I'm so tired that I barely get a shave of the day photo. And then I just shave. I don't do a video. I don't do anything. I just appreciate the 20 or so minutes I get just to shave it all. Gift horse in the mouth and all that. So that's where I've been. I'm very sorry. I'm going to just stop saying that I'm going to do a video and do this and do that, because I just might not. Yeah, he's getting impatient, whatever. Patience is a virtue, he said to the 2-year-old. Yeah, right. So I'll just do what I can when I can. It's the way it is. Let me go. Yeah, I nicked myself, see. I'm going to go rinse off. I'm going to do post-shave. Be right back. Okay. I mentioned the coffee of the day, didn't I? I don't think I did. It's Sumatra from, oh my gosh, man, Starbucks. I'm not a huge Starbucks fan, but Sumatra and Verona are 2 that we get just as a break from other stuff that I usually pick out. My wife loves Sumatra and Verona. Sumatra is my more favorite of those 2. I'm not a huge Verona fan, just it has an aftertaste to it. I don't know what they do when they roast their beans, but there's like a musky, I don't know. Not a huge fan, but some of their stuff I do like. But both of them are darker roasts than a girl. So I also ran downstairs to check on my oldest son, watching the youngest, and he asked me if, because my 6-month-old rolls everywhere now, he moves, and he was like, is it okay that he rolled over? I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's normal. It's just funny because, 18 years old and he's still learning about stuff. I'm like, yeah, just, don't let him log roll, down the stairs or into the kitchen or under a table or something. But yeah, he's going to move around. Oh, good stuff. Oh, Splash is good. Splash is sweeter, by the way. A little bit more of that allspice in it, some more clove. Not as much cinnamon. Again, if y'all are sensitive to the clove or the cinnamon, I probably would steer clear of this. Which sucks, but it is what it is. You can't help the way your body is. I don't think I'm reacting to it, am I? I didn't watch my angle down here at all when I was doing a cross. I went too steep and it gouged out some spots. Yeah, it's not red. Burned a little bit more, you know, not the normal alcohol burn. I've never gotten frag burn. I don't think that's frag burn, is it? Yeah. Probably when I've been out in the sun. My skin's sensitive. I've never gotten frag burn before. Knock on wood. At least that I'm aware. I don't think I have. I think you know if you get it. But if one did, it would be this. A buddy of mine doesn't get it. He only gets it with almond. It's the only thing his body reacts to. Shave, you know, in the shave world, which is interesting because I love almond. I actually just picked up Qian Fu Sing. Is that how you say it? The red tub of the almond. I actually got to do a meal call with that stuff. I've got quite a few things I need to do a meal call with. Anywho. Yeah, good stuff, man. It's nice doing a video again. I really miss it. So it's not me doing anything on purpose. I'm not done. Thankfully, I haven't had anyone messaging me asking me if I'm done with videos. Be a fact, my buddy Bradley, how you doing, Bradley? If you don't mind me saying so. Every now and then will send me historic stuff. And then I get that itch. He just sent me a really good one. I'm not going to say what it is in case I do it. But thanks, buddy. You know, I appreciate the faith in that I will come back and do one, which I will. Just don't know when, but. Okay, man, that's some good stuff. So, you who did the request, it's a leather heavy, spicy, little bit sweet bay rum. If you like bay rum, you're going to like this one. I appreciate the meaning behind it. I think what he was going for was the Pacific campaign, which was primarily the height of, 44, 45. The leather for the bomber jacket, the bay and all that stuff for the islands, the islands of paradise, I guess you could say, that the campaigns took place on. Be a fact, as the flag of Iwo Jima. So I might be wrong here. I think I'm right. I know the date is, so that this actually happened in, I believe, February of 45. So that happened in the beginning of 45. I thought it was 44. But the footage, this might be what I'm wrong about. The footage of the Marines raising the flag happened. The iconic photo, the famous photo, was a reenactment of that footage, I believe. So, pretty interesting. So, but this always makes me think of my grandpa. That's why I have it. So, but that's really what he was going for, was what was going on during World War II in that specific year. He said he's done with the releases, which sucks, because I was hoping he would do it in 1919. I would love to see what he'd come up with the year after the World War I ended. So, we'll see. One can hope. But that'll do it. Oh, almost forgot. Thank you for watching, guys. 23 minutes, not bad. I do one spray of this. This stuff's strong for an EDP, but it's absolutely delightful. Heavy on the bay with the EDP, which is good. And the citrus. So, all right. That will do it, everybody. As of the filming of this, all of this is still available. The soap, the splash, the balm, and the EDP, all still available on rexsupply.com. Is it on here somewhere? Yep. rexsupplyco, .com. Okay. Fantastic stuff. I think 1955 is still going to be my favorite. But this is going to be a very close second. So, 55 I would use year-round, even though it's floral. This one, I might break out once when it's cold, because I haven't tried it when it was cold. And I have a feeling I'll like it while it's cold, so that'll bump it up. But if you're interested and you like bay rums, pick this one up. You will like it, I promise. All right? Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, especially if you made it to the end. Thank you if you are returning. If you are new, this is what I do. I do raw, mostly unedited videos talking about and rambling about whatever I want for the most part. That's your thing. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I usually don't say that at the end of the videos. I rarely, even when I remember, say that. But been a while, so I'll say it again. But thank y'all. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful spring. Take care of one another. Be safe out there. And most important, enjoy those shaves. See you next time.